Welcome back, guys. You'll have to excuse the state of me. I haven't even looked in the mirror. I've just cooked tea, I've eaten tea, and I was like, right, I need to come out and do this video. So this video is going to be a quick rundown of 29, I think I counted, 29 videos, 29 knitting or crochet patterns which are suitable for gifting during the summer period. So in case you haven't noticed, if you're new here and you can hear my accent, I'm from New Zealand, and in the southern hemisphere we have a Christmas in summer. And so often, you know, you don't really think about knitting things because it's too hot. Or not even too hot to knit it. It's just you want to give someone a gift that they can use straight away. So a week or two ago I put together a list, a bundle of patterns on Ravelry, and I actually found a whole lot more things that I didn't even think of, and I thought, well, this is brilliant, and why not share it with you guys. And last week I filmed the whole thing, and when I went to review the footage my lens was all smeary, so it was as blurred as hell. So hopefully I'm able to, I'll put the pictures, the Ravelry pictures, up beside me, left or right, wherever it's going to fit as I'm talking, and in the description of this video there will be a list, there will be a link to my Ravelry bundle which I have made public, so you guys can have a look at it. There's a mixture of things for your home, there's a mixture of things for your body, so we'll just get started straight away, and we're going to start with headwear. Is that what we call it? Yeah. So the first one, and this is no particular order, it's just what's on my screen here and it makes it easier for me, is called the boho linen sun hat. And I'm just going to open it up now so I can have a look at the notes. Now it's by a designer called Agata Zwolinska. Now you have to excuse my pronunciation because if they're from a foreign country I won't know how to pronounce it. It costs, okay, so it's a crochet pattern, and it is crocheted in a Template or Aran weight yarn. I think they've used linen. Yeah, it's a linen and cotton blend, and it costs approximately 11 New Zealand dollars, which is about €6. And it's just got that lovely sort of drapey look to it. Yeah, I think it'd be quite gorgeous, just a bit of sun protection. So that is number one. Digger's running around in the backyard, and if you can hear background noise, that's just Evan. He's home, he's sick, he's come home earlier than normal, and he's watching the latest John Wick movie. Our next one is the Aestes. Sorry, Kelly. This is designed by Kelly Menzies, who's also a good friend of mine. And I remember she did a rundown of a whole lot of patterns that she designed over the years, and I believe this was designed for a magazine. And I just remember thinking, oh, I'd love to make that. And it's a knitted pattern, and she has done it in a DK and 4mm needles, and it's a cotton linen blend. Now she has this available for £5, but she says that there's a pay what you can option on some of these patterns. So I would just advise you to pay the money because she's my friend and it's nice if you can pay her, but but no, it's got really good ratings, and yeah, I think that'll be quite lovely. The thing about these patterns, some of them you might not have enough time to make before Christmas, now that I think about it, but if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, you're probably not going to be knitting these anyway right now, and you could come back to this video later and have a look at it if you're thinking about gifting something for somebody's birthday or something similar in your summer. Right, the next head one would be the Lacy headscarf, which is a crochet pattern, and this is by Emma Escott. It's also published in a magazine by the look of it, but she has it through her Ravelry store. It costs £1.50, and or that's $3.39 New Zealand dollars. She used a sport weight yarn, but I think, you know, being this sort of kerchief slash bandana type design, you could probably go up or down a little bit because it's only going to be tied up. Now it does say here that it's available free, and there's an info in the notes, and I'm assuming that if you go to the website you've probably just got those ads. It's like a blog style thing, so it's up to you what you want to do, but very, very cute. I like it. Right, the next one is called the Vidyung hair bow by Moore Rebecca Burn Painter. It costs about $4.88 New Zealand dollars, or 30 krona, and I'm not sure which version of krona it is. If I hover over that, no, it doesn't tell me. Let's see, it's knitted and it's a lace two ply, and it's knitted on 3.5mm needles. It's not necessarily something that I would use, but I think you might know somebody who would really enjoy that kind of pattern. Rolling up to the next one, we've got a Bohemian scrunchie. It's called Bohemian Scrunchie 1 by Hawe Geith. Name on the screen. It's available through Ravelry, and it costs $8.13 New Zealand dollars, or 50 Norwegian krona. It's gorgeous, it's really pretty. It's a knitting pattern. She's used mohair and silk, and just a light fingering weight yarn, so it's very, very fine and pretty. 3mm needles, but I did think that was really quite pretty when you see the picture of it, you know, wrapped around a little bun. It's quite cute, and I'd imagine that wouldn't take that long to make. The next one is called Cottage Hair Accessories, and it's by Wool and Pine, and it's just like a lovely bow that, yeah, some bows. So it has 8 hand knit accessory patterns, so you can get bows, scrunchies, ties and hair scarves, and it's not that expensive considering that you've got 8 different patterns within the one file. It's $8.96 New Zealand dollars, or $5 US dollars, and yeah, it's really, really pretty. What do they say here? It's knitting. It just says yarn weight is any gauge, and different needle sizes, 3.5 right through to 4.5 millimeter needles, which is a US 4 to a US 7. Sorry for not putting the US ones in, I tend to just go straight for millimeters. The next one, so we're going more into headbands now, and the next one is called the Candyline Summer Headband, and that is by Anna Teixeira. It is crochet, DK, and using a 4mm hook, and this is a free pattern, so I thought it's quite lovely. I actually thought about having a go at making this one here myself. So yeah, so there's that one. And then another one I liked was the Skinny Pico headband. This one is by the Turtle Trunk. It's a 10 ply or worsted weight yarn on a 5mm hook, so it's crochet. Did I say it was crochet? Not sure. It's $8 New Zealand dollars or $4.50 US. But there is an option to get it for free, probably, like I said, through a link to a website. So it's another one. This one here is really pretty. This is called the Whispering Lace Summer Headband by Cyprian Nolan. It is crocheted, and it's a 4mm hook with a worsted weight yarn. I like this because it's just got a lovely sort of, just a really nice texture to it. It's $3.99 US dollars or $7 New Zealand, but it's also available for free if you click a link to go to a website. The next one I love, and I think I'll definitely make this one. This is called the Baltic Sea Bandana, and it's knitted with 3mm needles and fingering weight yarn. It costs $9.40 New Zealand or €5, and they also have a low vision format available, which is really nice. And it looks like there's a link that you could purchase a Tunisian crochet pattern available for the same sort of thing, so that's cool if you prefer that. I've never tried Tunisian crochet. I would like to have a go one day. Yeah, so I think I'll probably be buying this. I like it, and I think, because you might have noticed I've been wearing my hair back, I'm going to grow my hair out just for a change, so that'll be quite nice for me. What's our next one? It's another headscarf, and it's called Overgrown. It is by Linnea Elizabeth Knits. It's a fingering weight pattern with 2.25mm needles, so it's almost like knitting a massive sock. It's $6 US dollars or $10.75. Yeah, and I just quite like the nice edge on this one. And most of these are knitted, you know, in natural, I was going to say natural fibres, in plant-based fibres. Just, you know, because we don't really want wool on our head in the winter. A little bit hot. I have included the Pressed Flowers kerchief, which is published in the hobby website, and that's an Amy Christopher's one, because it's just a really nice simple looking one. It's 8 ply DK, knitted, 4mm needles, and it's free, so you just follow the link and you are going. What did they use? Yeah, cotton a cotton and alpaca blend, which is a hobie. Is it hobie or hobby? I don't know. I would have thought that it's hobby if it's got 2 B's, but I could be wrong. It snorted. Sorry. Wait. The next one is, yeah, so that's, I think, yep, so that's the end of the heads. The next category is going to be jewellery. I know. And I found some really cute bits and pieces. So this one here is called the Polina Beaded Bracelet by Amy Drossner. It's a crochet pattern, and then you use beads and yarn. And you use a 3.5 and a 3mm hook. And they use US crochet terms. It's a free pattern. So I thought that was quite pretty. And some of the examples, I'll make sure that they're up on the screen here, are just cute. You see that little one with the owls? They're lovely. So many projects, so many things in so little time. But that's another example of a real quick little one if you're like me, last minute making, especially now that I've had to wait this long to put this video out. The next one is skull earrings, and I thought they're just really cute. The hook is a crochet pattern and the hook is a 0.6mm, so you really are talking about lace. And she's used the Gutermann hand quilting thread, which is just almost just like slightly thicker sewing thread. The pattern is available through Etsy, and it's £3.60. Now she or they are called Steffi Glaves or Glaves, but it's lovely. It's really cute, and I guess all you'd need is some hooks or something to attach them to your ears. The next ones are called the Lacy Lemon Earrings, and they're by Anna Nauf. It's a crochet pattern, and she's used crochet thread. So again, it would be very similar to that last one. It's a free Ravelry download, and the hook size is a 1.65mm. So once again, it's very fine work. You might need to make sure you've got really good glasses. Our next one is another bracelet, and it's called Mingle, and it's a knit pattern. And she's used mercerized cotton and beads, and it's really neat. Kind of reminds me of those friendship bracelets that we used when we were kids. Now, did I say her name is Laura Nelkin? That's her name. And it costs $5 US, and that's about $8.96 New Zealand dollars. The next one is, I think this is really cool, is on the pricey side though, but I would imagine if you were to buy this really made, you'd probably spend quite a lot of money on it. So this pattern is $9.95 US, and it's $17.82 New Zealand dollars, and it's called the Tendril Necklace by Olga Borea Kefalian. It's a knitted pattern, and it looks like they're drop stitches, and it's using a worsted weight yarn. But yeah, I really like the look of it. It says here that the gauge doesn't matter much. They chose worsted weight yarns, but you can go thinner or thicker and get wonderful results. So yeah, it's quite different, that one, but like I said, it is reasonably expensive as a pattern, but if you like it, you like it.
Hey Greggy, say hello. Can you say hello?
You say hello. Say hello. Don't get caught on my top. Ah! Oh, and there's Digger too. Digger, come here. Oh, she doesn't want to be up here. That's the end of the jewellery. Our next one is called the Cetera bag. And this one looks like, I think it's made with raffia. Yeah. And you're using, it's a crochet pattern. It's by Is Woolish. It's also available in some magazines and also an ebook or just a single pattern, which is $6.58 New Zealand dollars or €3.50. Yeah, so it's crochet on a 5mm hook. And you can get, I think it's just one size. It said sizes available, but it looks like the dimensions. And also, if you speak a foreign, if English is not your first language, this is also available in Italian, Spanish, Turkish, French, and Portuguese, and it's classed as easy. So yeah, I thought it was quite stylish. I just need to try and find some raffia. And it has a link to a free lining video as well, so that's worth a look. The next one is called the Athena Owl bag, and I thought this was really cute. This, I reckon, could be adults can have it if they want, but I think a little girl would probably really love it, or a boy. And this is by Irene Strange. Crochet, sport weight, and it costs $10.75 New Zealand dollars or $6 US. And I'd imagine you'd have to, or you could, it looks like you have got the option to crochet a strap, but you could buy your own hardware, like a leather strap with bulldog clips or something like that, if you wanted to make it look real profesh. The next one is called the Granny Style Crossbody bag, and this one is designed by MJ's Off the Hook Designs. It's crochet. It's it looks really simple, it's just a really neat motif that's repeated a few times and sewn together in a clever way. It's $10.75 New Zealand to purchase the pattern, or $6 US. Another one, I really like this bag. This is called the Hoster bag, and it's by Sidsel Sangold. It does have multiple languages. It's available in English, Danish, German, Norwegian, and Spanish. It's crocheted and they've used a 5-ply or sport weight yarn, and this is on a 3mm hook. It costs 48, I think, is it Danish kroner, and which is about 12 New Zealand dollars. And I like it. It's just a gorgeous, you can see it does look like a hoster leaf. It's really neat. And the last bag we've got is the Everyday bag, which is by Paula Strict, Suzanne Muller. It's knitted. It's kind of classed as a tote, I guess. And she's used 10-ply or Aran weight yarn, and you use a 4mm needle. This is available in English and German. It costs €2.94 and which is about $5.50 New Zealand dollars. Just a nice not so quick a knit, but then you might be a really quick knitter. You might want to make these things for yourself. Now I'm just going to scoot back up to the top of my little list here. So I've got a few little homewares, not many. I've got 2 cushion covers, a jar cover. Well, I'll tell you in a minute. So this one here is called, because I can't read that, it's a jar cover, and it's by this person. I'm very sorry, but I can't. It's Icelandic. It's written in Icelandic and English. I think it's free. Yes, it's free because I've made this. It's a crochet with a 2.5mm hook. And me being the absolute novice crochet person, if I can do it, you can do it. And it looks so gorgeous in a jar with a tea light candle. It's just very romantic. In fact, you could make this for winter time. It doesn't have to be summer. And it's the same with the bags and the homeware stuff, really. You could give those away as well. Really easy to follow, or I found it was anyway. These next ones are quite cool. They're little teardrop hanging baskets, and they're by Moira Durano Abismo. The pattern's in English, it's free, and it's crocheted. And I could just imagine them sort of hanging on the wall with a few little dried flowers in them. Whatever, if you wanted to have them hanging on the wall and just pop things in them. Yeah, so that's another one. And then there's just the scrap yarn basket, which I think is a really good idea for using up your scraps because you're actually holding multiple strands together. So obviously it's a crocheted pattern. It's by Cynthia Gonzalez, and it is also a free pattern, so why not? Using a 9mm hook, so it's nice and fat. Yeah. What's my next one? The next one I'm going to talk about is the basic sunburst pillow, which I love. This is probably what I should have started doing instead of the Battenberg blanket, which is still sitting in a basket untouched for months. I love the colours that this person's used. So it's called the Basic Sunburst Pillow. It's by Mallory Crowell. It is crocheted in 8-ply, and it costs $5.99 Canadian or $7.69 New Zealand, but there's also an option to purchase it free, so you could click on the links there and see what that's about. I really love the motifs on this, and it's beginner friendly too. There you go. Cushion. You could just make someone one cushion, like a special one to throw on their bed. I'll go with the next cushion just because it's there. This is the Stella Quilt cushion by Laura Penrose, and I'd have to pop that in there because I mean, I've seen it on her podcast, but I keep forgetting, but actually they really are a clever construction and design. They cost $12.43 New Zealand dollars or £5.50, and yeah, it's a knitted pattern, and you can see it on there. And I believe that you get a discount on other patterns, but all that information is in the notes. We're nearly at the end, guys. Nearly at the end, then you can have your cup of tea. Or I can have my cup of tea, my after dinner cup of tea. This next one is called the Easy Animal Coasters, and there's heaps of coaster ideas. I knitted some Battenberg squares out of unbleached cotton for my sister and one of my really close friends last year for their birthdays, and they were just coasters. But these are cute, and I thought, oh, can you imagine, you know, making one of these and then buying a novelty mug or something like that for a child or for a friend, whatever, and having that as a little set for a gift. It's crocheted, it's DK and 4mm hook, and it's free. And you can't go wrong with that. Look at those cute little faces. So you can sort of personalise them to, or modify them to look like different animals. Then there's the sunrise coaster. I think this is my last one. It's the last pattern. So this one here is by Tony Lipsy. It's crocheted, 4.5mm hook. It's 10 ply, and best of all, it's free. And I just thought that's more for the more refined tastes rather than animal. I do quite like those colours I've used too. Yeah. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Honestly, sometimes when I do these videos or plan these videos, I feel like the sun and the stars and the moon have all got to be in perfect alignment for me to be able to feel up to doing it, have my headspace in the right place, have the house or the other jobs or work or whatever all sort of going at the right place so I can just get this done. Yesterday, Saturday, I filmed a knitting podcast and I ran out of storage on my phone halfway through it was closer to the end, thank God. And it was only because I was wearing a microphone, and which I didn't bother with tonight, and the little Bluetooth bit that plugs into the phone, I could see the light had gone out, and I thought, ooh, that looks So yeah, so there you go. I think that's 29 patterns. Let me know whether you decide to make one. If you're on Instagram, tag me in any of your mates if you've made one. My handle is in the description, so it's at Sew Knit Create Repeat, and repeat, and they're each word is separated by a full stop. And yeah, I'd really love to see whether you give any of these things a go. I mean, you could also knit or crochet a bookmark or anything like that, you know. You start to think about it, and actually your choices are really unlimited. I'm really just sitting on my hands now not to go and purchase that pattern and knit that bandana. I've already got too many whips. So, take care. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll catch you next time, probably be during Vlogmas, and I'll see you a little bit later. Bye.